Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Monday, February 24th, 2025 by Gaia Blooming. I'm Mimi and our energy mantra for today is, as above, so below, I see the reflection of the universe wherever I go. And we're calling this Happy Mars Direct Day. Now, technically, as I'm recording this, this is Sunday afternoon, and Mars has not yet gone direct as of this recording. Mars is technically going direct this evening at about 6 p.m. Pacific time, Sunday evening. So by Monday, which the scope is for, we will have Mars direct. Now this is like, whoa, so exciting. But anytime a planet goes direct, it really, like I mentioned in the write-up that I did, it's kind of like solstice. How suddenly, with winter solstice, suddenly we're moving back towards the light, these longer days, and yet we're still in the dark, we're still in the thick of it. While Mars has moved direct and will be moving in a direct motion, it's going to take time. It's moving very slowly. It's not going to be till the middle of April that Mars moves out of the sign of Cancer, and it's not going to be until like the first week of May that we have Mars move out of its shadow. So we have a while to move through these energies. And this week, Mars is going to take its sweet time in going direct. That being said, chances are you're still going to feel a little extra oomph, just a little one, to help move you through the Pisces energy. That being said, when I was like getting ready to see her, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired, I'm so tired, I'm so tired. What happened? Because I had like good energy and I was like, oh yeah, Mars direct, I'm feeling it. And I look at the chart and I'm like, oh, so Venus has hit its stationing point. If this is the degree where it's going to retrograde at the end of this week on Saturday, I believe. Is it Saturday? Yes, Saturday, March 1st, Venus goes retrograde. So now it's almost like they passed a baton to each other. It's kind of the feeling like it's a relay race and they passed the baton. So here Mars is like slowly beginning to speed up, and Venus is really winding down. But they're trading spaces. So you may feel something like that too. This is good. This is a lot of internal work, a lot of reflective energy. That's the word for today. Word and color for the day is reflection and periwinkle. I don't know. That's what I'm going to call that, is periwinkle. Very Pisces-esque. But Mars, interestingly, in Cancer, made us slow down to feel the feels, and even as it starts moving, we're going to continue to have the feels moving through to be released. We may actually find ourselves wanting to take more action on our feelings as Mars is now direct. But here's Venus. Venus in Aries, and Aries is our sign of action. Aries actually is, so interesting, Aries is ruled by Mars. So here yet again, we have this other slowdown. I think it's good because March astro energy is kind of bonkers. So anything that's going to like slow us down, make us reflect, tune us in is going to be helpful. Now, we also have 6 days, 5 days, 5.5 days, we'll leave it there, of all planets direct. Even though Mars and Venus are moving very slow, all planets direct. So that's a hooray in all of this too. Again, you may find some things that have been kind of like stuck actually moving a little at this time. So that feels nice amidst this. Is there anything else to be aware of? I think with Mars in Cancer, the feels are going to continue. Be aware that while your reactivity may have dialed back a little while Mars was retrograde, it might dial up a little, especially this week as Venus is hanging out in Aries preparing for the retrograde. You may find yourself a little bit more feisty energy coming forth, and like I said, maybe even a slight bit more reaction. So let's look at Monday's astro. We have the moon finishing up in Capricorn through Monday. Not void till later in the day. The moon's actually pretty active. It's connecting to Mercury, it's connecting to Saturn, it's connecting to Uranus, and it's connecting to Neptune before shifting into Aquarius later in the evening. So let's go through these. Moon, Mercury. I always like when Capricorn connects to Piscean energy. So Mercury's currently in Pisces. Actually, Mercury's currently in Pisces, building into a connection with Saturn. That's going to be happening early in the morning on Tuesday. And so we may have a sense of responsibility bubbling up. But what I like is that Capricorn can take on like the worldly sense of responsibility, like you have to make so much money and you have to look good in society and blah, blah, blah. And Mercury in Pisces is like, really none of that matters. You're really here to live your purpose, to unfold your mission, like find that alignment and find your joy in doing that. And so keep that energy in mind. This moon in Capricorn is giving Mercury a little bit of a heads up before when it meets with Saturn tomorrow. But watch for the shoulddiness, watch for taking on too much responsibility, and watch for where you're taking on other people's responsibility. That can be a very Pisces-esque energy to be like, well, let me take this on, let me do this for you. Where's Lilith? Is she? No. Lilith is in Libra. I'm like, is Lilith in Scorpio again holding boundaries? No, Lilith is hanging out in Libra. So watch for taking on too much responsibility for others. It's okay to say no, and it's okay to remind people like that it's okay. It's okay to take on your own stuff, that you're capable, right? Moon connecting into Saturn. So moon in Capricorn, Saturn in Pisces. This is what we're really waking up into, is this Capricorn, Saturn energy. Again, we might feel the shoulds. It might be like, oh, Mars is direct. I need to take action. I need to get moving, blah, blah, blah. You may have those kind of feelings coming up if you think astrologically. You may not tie it to the astrology. You just may feel that. But again, Pisces energy specifically, and Saturn in Pisces, reminds us everything's in divine timing. And you can try to speed things up, but a lot of times you just end up tripping over your own feet when you try to speed things up. So like, find your pace. Oh, there was a great meme I saw, and it was taking ASAP and making it as slow as possible. You know, I don't remember the other ones. That's the one I remember, is as slow as possible. I'm going to see if I can find that and post that. Keep that in mind. Saturn in Pisces. Divine timing is in a flow. Let's look at these cards. Do I have that card? No, I don't have that card. But I do have this one, again, clinging to the past. We have been clinging and we have been releasing through these energies, but this card keeps showing up. So keep that in mind. Lots of watery energy. We're moving through this. Speaking of watery energy, that's one of the things I wanted to look at. Go back around to that once I'm done with this. Let's keep moving with the moon, making these connections. Then I'll go back to Mars's connection. So it's actually the moon and Mars, and this is happening after Mars goes direct on Sunday, 10:32 p.m. Moon and Mars in opposition. And this makes sense because we're talking about the moon. So again, moon and Capricorn energy in general can get us in the shoulds. It can get us in the generalized meaning of responsibility. And so moon's like, hey Mars, you're all better. It's almost like, okay, you've been sick since December. It's time to get up and do all the things. And when you've been sick for that long, not that a retrograde is a sickness, but it takes you time to get moving. You have to pace yourself. And it's that same kind of energy. So watch for where the song in my head is the rhythm is going to get you, but instead it's the shoulds are going to get you. Watch for that energy because it's abounding today. And that might be part of the clinging to the past, is clinging to these old way of doing things that doesn't give us time to honor and respect our body, our needs. That's part of Cancer energy, is tending to our human needs of maybe not our baseline needs, but like the next level of like snuggle time. Can we get that in a book somewhere? Like snuggle time as, you know, second level basic needs. bed rot, those kinds of things. Sometimes you just need to chill. So watch for you're clinging to those old past ideas of what you should and shouldn't be doing. So this connects as well with where I'm going. Moon and Uranus in connection. So Uranus and Taurus, it has 2 layers. Taurus has 2 layers. It's either like, I am productive, I'm doing all the things, look at me, showing up, showing my worth, or it's like, I am tired, I want to lay down and sniff the flowers like Ferdinand the Bull. And so, but a lot of times we get stuck in that productivity, that worth mode when it comes to Taurus energies. And Uranus might be pushing your buttons a little bit. But again, we're all going to be moving at a slightly more chilled pace than usual between Venus and Mars and their current status. So watch where you get on yourself and just see if you can adopt your natural pace for today, whatever it might be. And listen to your higher guidance in support of that. And have the courage to show up however it is that you are currently showing up. Moon and Neptune in the evening. Maybe some ahas, maybe some understanding of why things are just kind of flowing slowly and just kind of aligning with that flow and aligning with trust in that flow. And then we wind up into the moon in Aquarius, which the moon in Aquarius might kind of shift things up. It gives a little air energy, and air can come up and like lift us up versus the earth that feels a little heavy. So sleep may become interesting again. Let's finish up these cards. Ordinariness. I love this card. This is a card reminding us to stop and bless, stop and see the magic, connect into the miracles, connect into the good that is all here and all around us. So I always love when this card shows up. This is also a card of like work, but sometimes our work is also not just here in the physical, making sure all the physical things happen. The work is connecting to the metaphysical, connecting to above, connecting to spirit, and moving how that is calling us to move. Going back to that guidance card. So remember that with the ordinariness energy. Last card is We Are the World. And I feel like this card sometimes reminds us like, it's not just you, it's not just me feeling this. We're all feeling this to some extent. And it's just allowing grace where grace needs to be held for any and all of us in the human condition, or you know, wearing little animal suits. We're all in this together. We're all feeling these feels to a different degree. Have patience with and for one another. I love this reflection card. As above, so below. I love the energy mantra for today. You see a reflection of the universe wherever you go. And that's even within yourself. And that's even with, if you're feeling tired or feeling a little quieter or maybe even feeling happy, bring forth that reflection. Recognize it and recognize this is how the universe is wanting to experience itself through you in this moment. And it's beautiful. But looking at these reflections can also show us where we personally need to do the work. So be aware of that energy around you, because like I said, this astro energy is heating up. It is not turning down, it is turning up. So I'm gonna leave that here for today. Eclipse readings available. We have our first eclipse coming up in about 3 weeks, so get those booked. Besides that, the better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you. You have the power, and may your guiding light be strong, and know that you can trust your process because you are the solution. Namaste.